your friendly new media Mothman, Zach the Mothman Daggy, and welcome to another edition of Midnight Spookshow, your online source for all the horror news, reviews, and interviews that you can scream at. And for this edition of Midnight Spookshow, I'm reviewing the film In the Deathroom. Now, in a previous episode of Midnight Spookshow, I reviewed a local film titled Lethal Obsession, which was a low-budget indie film filmed here in Indiana, because Indiana has a lot of great indie films that are being developed, particularly with a horror twist. And so I had a couple of them sent my way. One was Lethal Obsession, which you can check out my review currently at spookshow.tv. And the other film is a short film, which I'm reviewing right here, titled In the Deathroom. Now, this is a short film by Joe Lavelle, and I'm hoping I'm pronouncing his name right. He's a local director here in Indiana, and he did an adaptation of Stephen King's short story, In the Deathroom. Now, Stephen King mentions in regard to this story, and in fact they air it at the beginning of the episode, that in such stories, the fellow being interrogated usually ends up spilling everything and then being killed or losing his mind. I wanted to write one with a happier ending, however unreal that may be. And so that's what this film basically is. The death room is an interrogation room where torture happens. And it has some different twists to it. Honestly, there's not a whole lot to the story. That's not Joe's issue. It's just a Stephen King thing. Stephen King writes some really great stuff, and this one I didn't think was as superb. But the directing by Joe Lavelle, again, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, is awesome. This guy has the makings of being a fantastic director. It's a very gritty filmmaking mixed with an artistic flair. It's very Ridley Scott, honestly. Ridley Scott kind of has that kind of style in Gladiator, in Kingdom of Heaven, and I think Joe has that exact style. It's very professional. The acting in the film, I think, is a mixed bag. Some of the actors do a superb job, particularly the main character, the one that's getting tortured, excellent. Others, as far as acting goes, greatness, not so much. But like I said, this film to me comes off more as a sample of Joe Lavelle's work. And I want to see him behind a major motion picture. He's got a lot of promise. So, if you want to check out the film, I think you should, particularly if you're wanting to look for up-and-coming directors. You can check out the link for In the Deathroom over at my site, spookshow.tv. There's also a trailer for the film over there. About just under a 20-minute movie. Pretty cool. I think you gotta check it out. So, yeah. Until next time, Moth Maniacs, I'm your friendly new media Mothman, advising when we're watching great horror films. Be sure to turn it up and turn out the light. Cheers. This episode of Midnight Spook Show is made possible thanks to Angie's List. If you're looking for the best doctor, plumber, caterer, or any other type of contractor, look no further than Angie's List. Angie's List has rankings on some of the best and worst contractors in your area as rated by your peers. And tell you what, Moth Maniacs, Angie's List digs you, the Moth Maniac, and so they're going to give you 25% off of your subscription when you sign up over at angieslist.com/moth. And yes indeed, Midnight Spookshow is proud to be a paid affiliate of Angie's List.